Welcome to the Successful Relationship Coach podcast, where it's all about becoming wildly successful without having to work 24/7. This is about learning to do less, not more. I'm your host, Master Coach Kathy Murray.
Welcome, everyone, to the Successful Relationship Coach podcast. My name is Coach Kathy, and it's my privilege to be here sharing my experience as a coach for the last 30 years, mentoring coaches and training coaches, and really practicing the skill of coaching and learning and growing along the way. It's my intention to share the wisdom that I've gained from being coached myself for all these years, but also becoming a coach and the mistakes that I've made or the successes that I've had, so that you can experiment with them and try them on in your own life and see if it fits for you. Today's topic is about coaching others without permission. Have you ever been at a party or maybe sitting on a plane next to someone and they appear to be like your ideal client, or they're interested in what you do for a living, and you find yourself really torn between wanting to talk to them and show them your stuff and realizing that it's not the proper setting. And yet you're kind of hungry. You're a new coach. You want a client. You want to lead. You want to prospect. And you find yourself talking, maybe on that plane or at that party, and you start giving advice that's unsolicited. And next thing you know, you've really compromised that sacred space that you're so committed to providing during coaching, and you're wondering why this person doesn't want to follow up with you or take what you had to say seriously or really follow up. Maybe you handed her your business card, or maybe she gave you her email and you sent her a free gift or an invite for a consult or discovery call, and she's not following up. And you're not understanding why. I have certainly experienced this myself as a coach, and I'll tell you, I've even handed out books to people, referred links to people, thinking I was being helpful, when really I was just trying to kind of be a smarty pants and indicate as though I was smarter than them, or maybe knew more than them, or maybe that I was more transformed than them. None of those are the case, however. One of the things that I have come to appreciate about being a coach is that I am still a client. I continue to get coaching on my coaching as well as my way of being and who I want to be in the world. And I just don't think we have any business coaching anybody if we're not getting coaching. And so I've just learned over the years that it's not a smart idea to coach women or your clients when you're not in that proper setting. Coaching really deserves to have a sacred space where everyone has agreed what's going to be happening. And when you go to a party or you sit on a plane next to someone or you meet someone, it's really not the proper time to be giving unsolicited advice or to launch into coaching her or making suggestions about a book or anything like that. It's really an opportunity to just let her know, I've been where you are. I hear you, right? Listening deeply, using those coaching skills of listening and really just letting her know that she's not alone, that you can empathize with her. You've been in a similar place, but maybe you'll say something like, it's all better now. And you'll leave her curious. What do you mean by it's all better now? What do you do? Or how? The how part of coaching is really intended, for me anyway, and the coaching practice that I have, is behind the paywall. It's nothing that I want to bring forth in a social setting. And so I will just leave a prospect or a lead or a woman or a social gathering person that I've met curious. And instead, I'll just be the role model of maybe the way of life that she's wanting, while also telling on myself, indicating, I'm still on this journey myself. And I'll tell you, I've learned this the hard way. I remember when I first became a coach, I was just so overly talkative and helpful, telling my friends and my coworkers about things that I was learning as if they should learn it too. And I was really putting people off, coming across as fairly arrogant. I remember one time I even shared some books with a friend, a really close friend. I thought we were very, very close, and I thought, she would be interested. She shared lots of books with me. In fact, I have a whole bookshelf full of books that she shared with me, and she's very instrumental in me opening my eyes to transformation and spiritual journeys. And I'm so grateful to her for all the books she referred to me. And when I shared these particular books with her, they were not received graciously. In fact, they were kind of thrown back at me as being arrogant and unhelpful and disagreeing with the philosophies of those books. And it was the beginning of when I learned about when there's no permission. I think back at all those books she gave me, it's because I gave her permission. I said things like, oh, I would love a copy of that book, or, oh, I want to read that book, or, oh, I can't wait to learn about that. And so there was a permission. And I graciously received those books and gained knowledge from those books. And I'm so grateful to her. But when I tried to just force what I was thinking would be helpful for her to her without any permission, it wasn't really well received. And I think of a time when this happened with this same friend, and we were in a hotel room and she was complaining about her boyfriend at the time who wasn't driving the way she thought he should. And oh my gosh, I launched right into coach mode. I started asking those powerful questions and really trying to get her to see how ridiculous this was and how it wasn't serving her. And next thing you know, a whole fight ensued. And our whole friendship ended as a result of that situation. And that was a 40-year friendship. And come to find out, it wasn't the only time that I inappropriately started launching into coaching, thinking I had permission. So the cost is great. And I'm not sure if you're ever experiencing this feeling of, I wonder why people are avoiding me, or my friends are no longer wanting to hang out with me. Maybe there's something to this inappropriately coaching others without permission that's going on in your coaching. I just invite you to practice keeping coaching in a sacred space where it belongs. And if you meet someone that you think would be an ideal client, or they're indicating that they want to learn more, what a great way to invite them to a sacred space where just you two are either on the phone or maybe you meet on Zoom. And you can have that introductory call, that consult, that discovery call to explore if working together is going to be a good fit for you. I don't recommend coaching without permission. I recommend that you stand for others' greatness and trust the experts in their life. And when they know they want help, they'll ask you, they'll tell you, how can you help me? Or tell me more about what you do. They will give you the actual permission. I don't recommend assuming it. And so I invite you to look and see, are there situations that you've put yourself in where maybe you've crossed that line and you've talked to somebody inappropriately or out of that sacred space that you want, and you want to shift that now. Maybe you're going to get some golden nuggets from today's conversation. Maybe you've lost a friend as well. It's painful, but it's a lesson I'll never forget. And now I don't coach without permission, and lots of people want me to coach them. And I just really will not do it, even though I'm baited or given a plea. I really want to invite her instead to have that sacred conversation, to explore if coaching is a fit for her in both directions. Is this my ideal client? And can I help her? Do I think I can help her? And so I invite you to consider refraining from coaching without permission. Is super costly in my experience. And when I create that sacred space, when I deeply listen and hold her challenges and her visions in a sacred place, I find that those clients are my most committed and ideal clients. And we have lifelong friendships out of that and transformation. And it's the most rewarding thing I get to do, is to watch a woman realize her dream. And I don't want to have a friendship lost or a tension created, or where people are avoiding me because I'm just going to coach them without permission. I hope this is valuable for you. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I certainly appreciate your comments. I love hearing how you're getting some wisdom for yourself, and it's just my joy to share about the things that I've learned coaching clients and building a coaching practice. So let me know how you feel about this episode and the podcast in general by commenting below. And until next time, take really good care of you. Bye-bye now.
Thanks for listening to the Successful Relationship Coach podcast, where unscripted heart and wisdom are shared each week. Go to successfulrelationshipcoach.com and get your free Successful Relationship Coach roadmap today.